Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So, very good afternoon, Dr. Sharma, sir. I'm Dr. Trisha from IASWC Dehradun. And sir, this is for all. We'll begin the meeting very shortly. This working group 1, which is the first meeting today. We are waiting for some more persons to join, and we'll begin with it very shortly.
Sharma sir, namaskar.
नमस्कार Dr. Madhu. How are you?
Yeah, fine sir. आप कैसे हैं?
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार जी.
Hello. हाँ, नमस्कार Dr. Madhu.
नमस्कार sir, नमस्कार.
Yeah. Very good opportunity to meet you online after a long time.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that. Actually, you are superannuated.
Acha. Now it is exactly 1 year now. Last year in July, I completed my tenure. Yes.
You had a great innings, sir.
No, I am satisfied with what I have done. No regrets. Yeah. I'm happy now. I am now settled in my home state, Himachal, staying in my village.
That's good, sir. That is wonderful.
Yeah. आप कैसे हैं? देहरादून में ठीक चल रहा है?
सिंह साहब नमस्कार.
नमस्कार डॉक्टर मधु.
ठीक ठाक है.
नमस्कार डॉक्टर राजीव सिंह.
नमस्कार डॉक्टर शर्मा. I just learned that you are retired and now settled in Hamirpur.
Yes.
So good to see you after a long time.
Yeah, we are meeting after a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, I did not want to miss this opportunity, although I am in a hospital with my mother. But since I had committed, so I thought that I must be present in this meeting.
So you are sitting in a hospital right now, huh?
Yeah, my mother is admitted for some eye operation here in Palampur. So I am with her.
Okay, thank you very much for taking time out and attending this meeting despite of all those things.
Sir, shall we begin with the formal meeting?
Singh sir, बताए.
Yes. Actually, I am not sure how many have joined us.
26.
26. Then I think we should start.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Anshul Das from IARI.
Namaskar. Good evening.
I think, okay, Dr. Trisha, we can start now.
Okay, thank you, sir. So a very good evening to respected dignitaries who have joined online for the first working group meeting of the Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists. And this working group, basically, it is the working group 1, which comprises of the major subject agronomy. And we are very fortunate that we are having...
Dr. Trisha, we are not seeing your face.
Sir, I am very sorry that my camera is not working. So please excuse me for that. And next time when I come for the meeting, I'll make sure it is working. I'm really sorry, sir. So we are really fortunate that we are having Dr. A.R. Sharma, sir, to chair this session. And I also take this opportunity to welcome our director, Dr. M. Madhu, sir, and who's also the president of the Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists. And special thanks to our chief editor, Dr. Rajive Singh, sir, and also the associate editor, Dr. Raman Jeet Singh, sir, who churned out this working group concept. And now we are here ready to begin with the first meeting of the working group 1. And I also welcome Dr. Subhash Babu from IRI New Delhi, and the speakers of today's session, Dr. Raman, Jeet Singh and Dr. Subhash Babu, and also all the participants and all the members of the ISWC who have come here today and who will be joining in future also. And with this brief welcome on the online platform. And also, I forgot to mention, we have Dr. N.K. Sharma sir also who has joined, and especially Dr. A.K. sir also has come physically to attend the meeting. So I welcome all of them. And with this few remarks, I request Dr. Rajive Singh sir to formally start today's event and present a formal welcome address. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Trisha. I welcome all the participants. Good afternoon, everyone, and warm welcome to our inaugural online working group meeting organized by the Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists. I would like to thank each one of you for taking the time out and joining us today. I know it has been always a busy time for all those who are in active service. Your participation is valuable, and this is an assurance towards our collective commitment to keep this association a vibrant community. This is a new initiative, as Dr. Trisha just mentioned, that our association is taking up a series of online workshops. And the overall purpose of these workshops would be providing effective assistance to the member of the society and all the soil water conservation professionals and the contributor to the Indian Journal of Soil Conservation, so that we can have a better insight in whatever we are doing and try to relate to what is needed to be done. So this is the overall purpose of organizing, that we understand the landscape of our individual disciplines. The specific objectives I want to point out here for these workshop will be to, I'll try to share my presentation here.
PW से अस्ट्रल इंजीनियर आके हैं तो मुझे कह रहे हैं तो ये मिलना कि बाद में मिलना मैंने बोला मीटिंग से
I think there is
Please go ahead, Dr.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No problem.
Yes. So basically, the objectives of these workshop would be to facilitate networking of working groups, focusing on common problems and having common research interest to share their expertise, and that will help in promoting their personal growth as well as institutional growth, and identify discipline-specific priorities areas by having a better understanding of what is the landscape of different disciplines in the core disciplines of soil and water conservation, and try to understand and have a consensus on what are the critical gaps and how we can address those gaps through our research programs. And then explore possibility of having some collaborative initiative for sharing resources and knowledge in mutual interest. And then we should have some discussion on setting some achievable short-term goals for the working groups and developing action plans to achieve those goals. So that should be also part of the discussion while we proceed with the meetings of these working groups. And finally, we should have something in mind that will going to be our end product. So we are thinking to have a formal publication of policy brief, which will document all the recommendations coming out of these meetings. So, and then we have scheduled a series of meetings for each of these 6 core disciplines, which are agronomy, soil science, soil and water conservation, engineering, plant science, social sciences, and resource economics. So these are the dates. 2 meetings for each of these disciplines, and they are spaced about 6 months apart. And it is proposed that each of these meetings will have 90 minutes duration, and we should have these meetings on every last Thursday and starting at 4 p.m. It should be around 90 minutes duration meeting. And we have identified coordinators for each of these disciplines. Dr. Raman Jeet, for example, is going to coordinate for Agronomy group. Dr. J. Somasundaram will be leading the soils group as a coordinator. And these coordinators will have freedom to develop core group, pick up the right person for chairing the sessions, and the speakers, key speakers. Dr. Engineer S.S. Shrimali will be the coordinator for engineering group. Dr. Rajesh Kaushal will be coordinating the plant science group. Dr. Lakhan Singh has agreed to coordinate soil science group, and Suresh Kumar for resource economics. So this is going to be the schedule of the meeting. And we have also suggested a tentative agenda for conducting these meetings. This is just a recommendation. Coordinators will have freedom to readjust these agenda as per their need. The recommendation, my suggestion is that we should have more focus on key speakers, and because I'm not sure that how many people are going to participate in these meetings, and what will be the size of core group, and whether we can accommodate all the suggestions. So I would suggest that if we can have text messages, all the suggestions and recommendations or queries, we can text, and that will be documented also. And we will be responding on all queries, whether we are receiving verbally or through text. So minimum and very crisp suggestions and interactions, so that we can use the 90 minutes time efficiently. So I would encourage to participate actively, positively, and share your insight, ask questions, and give suggestions. And I especially want to welcome Dr. A.R. Sharma, to whom I am meeting after a long time. Dr. Sharma, I would like to introduce. He has accepted to chair this session and also to guide the agronomy group through the working group meetings. Dr. Sharma, as you all know, is a former director research of Rani Lakshmibai Agriculture University, Jhansi. He has been the Directorate of Weed Research, Jabalpur, and he was also working as head of the division of agronomy at IARI. He has over 200 publications, including 130 research papers, and there is a long list of awards he has been decorated with, including Jawaharlal Nehru Award for his PhD thesis, Kribko Award for Outstanding Research, Pran Vohra Young Scientist Award. He is a fellow of NAS, New Delhi, and there is a long list of awards. And his specialization is in nutrient management, weed management, and conservation agriculture. He has made outstanding research contribution on management of acid-lateritic soils, flood-prone lowlands, soil and moisture conservation in rainfed ecosystem, nitrogen economy through legumes, weed management and conservation agriculture in alluvial soils, as well as vertisols in the diverse ecological zones throughout the country. Dr. Sharma has done pioneer work on conservation agriculture for improving resource use efficiency in the alluvial soils of northwestern India. He has been working for some time in Dehradun in our institute as well. So thank you, Dr. Sharma, for kindly agreeing to chair this session, and it's a huge encouragement for all of us. And I hope we will be able to achieve something meaningful out of these working group sessions. I'd like to extend my gratitude to the key speakers of this one-day meeting, Dr. Ramanjeet and Dr. Subhash Babu, for taking lead in this initiative. And thank you all once again for being here today. Let's try to make most out of this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving a brief outline of what the working group is supposed to be and what we are expecting from the working group meetings in the coming days and also today. And I definitely hope and expect that this will make our association more vibrant and we will gain more knowledge to shape how the association and the scientist fraternity as a whole working in the natural resource management will shape their future course of action. And also again, I welcome and thank Dr. A.R. Sharma, sir. And as he told that he is sitting in the hospital, and since he had already committed, he is keeping up to his commitment. Thank you so much, sir, once again. And now with this, I request Dr. M. Madhu, sir, Director of Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation and President of the Association of Soil and Water Conservationists, for his introductory remarks. Please, sir.
Yeah, sabka namaskar, because already 15 minutes already is gone. I will not be taking much of your valuable time. First of all, I congratulate and appreciate the effort of Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists for taking this initiative. The detail, of course, Dr. Trisha Rai and also Dr. R.K. Singh ji, he has already detailed what is the objectives of this working group and other thing, how it will work. And also, I appreciate the joining of Dr. A.R. Sharma ji on this occasion, even with his personal difficulties. And also, I thank and appreciate all our senior colleagues and the honorable members of this association for joining this kind of event. Let us hope that in future to come, we will going to deliberate much more burning and important topic. With this, once again, I hearty welcome to Dr. Ramanjeet and also Dr. Subhash Babu, today opening speaker, particularly from the agronomy sections. With this introductory remarks, once again, my congratulations and welcome to all of you. And okay, let us proceed. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. A.R. Sharma, sir, who is the chairman of this session, for his opening remarks. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Trisha. Good evening and namaskar to all the participants. Respected Director of the Institute and President of the Association, Dr. M. Madhu, and the Chief Editor of the journal Indian Journal of Soil Conservation, and the coordinator of this working group, Dr. R.K. Singh ji. Dr. Trisha Roy, the Secretary of the Association. I'm very happy to know that a women scientist has taken over as the Secretary of the Association, probably for the first time. So very good to know this. And I also see Dr. N.K. Sharma, my former colleague and old friend of CSWCRT days at Dehradun. The two speakers of today's workshop, Dr. Subhash Babu and Dr. Ramanjeet Singh. I think they have been with us at IRI and they have been outstanding students. It will be a pleasure to listen to them. And then all the participants who have joined online in this meeting. First of all, let me thank the Director of the Institute and the President of the Association for inviting me to be part of this working group meetings. I'm very happy to be part of it. Unfortunately, I could not make it to Dehradun during June when you organized the conference at your institute, again due to some medical health issues. But this time, again some problem, but it's not so serious. My mother was operated for some eye problem and I'm with her at Palampur. I'm really very happy that the Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists has taken this unique initiative to organize these working group meetings. I don't know whether any other association or any other professional society in agricultural sciences has done such exercise earlier, but I was very happy to know that Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists has started these working group meetings to make a sort of networking of the key stakeholders, and then identify some areas for research and develop a plan, and then prioritize those plans, prepare a sort of document, policy brief for reference by all the people. So in fact, it is a very good initiative. I wish this initiative is very successful, and the other associations also will follow suit. So I first let me congratulate the president and all the members of the executive council for taking this unique initiative, and I'll be very happy to share whatever little I know in the field of agronomy with respect to soil and water conservation during the course of the subsequent meetings and also during this meeting. Let me just very briefly make 2 or 3 points initially before we listen to the presenters. No, for the actually I have been mostly brought up in my village in Hamirpur district of Himachal Pradesh, and I was very actively involved in farming, growing crops like maize and rice and wheat in our village, in our fields. And after about 36 years again, I am back in my village. For the last 1 year or so, I've been trying to see what improvement I can make in my village or in my area with respect to the cultivation of different crops. And let me share with you 1 or 2 main issues which I think we need to consider when we do our research and develop the technologies related to resource conservation. The ground realities are quite different. Whatever we do in our university or research farms, most of it is not actually applicable when we think of applying it at the ground level in our own fields or elsewhere. Say when I compare in my own village situation, and I think that is true for most of the areas in the Western Himalayan region. 3 days back, I was traveling from my home place, Hamirpur, to Palampur, again a distance of about 100 kilometers. And on the way, I was seeing large tracts of land where once very good crops used to be there of maize and rice. Most of those areas are virtually barren now. There is no crop. They have all become virtually grasslands. And people have abandoned farming because of some problems like no labor availability, and also due to the menace of wild animals. And more important is that people are not much interested in farming, growing these traditional crops of maize and rice, because the effort that they make or the cost that is involved in growing these crops is much higher, and the returns are much lower. In fact, my own assessment is that the people are spending around 2 times more than what they are getting from a crop like maize. So I think this is a very serious issue. In my own village, when I see that over the last 30 years or so, the cultivated area has decreased to less than half. And this situation will continue for the next 1 decade or so, and it will be virtually negligible area under crops. So I think we need to consider these issues. Very small farms, slopy lands, and low fertile soils, little use of organics, more dependence on chemicals and chemical fertilizers, and above all, a very high cost of cultivation. I think these are the issues which we often deliberate in the resource management disciplines. But I think there is a need for rethinking on how we plan our research and do something for the farming community. in the month of May, not in the month of May, but in the month of April, I was traveling through Uttarakhand from, say, Haldwani to Almora, and then from Almora to Bageshwar. Again, I found the same situation. Wheat crop was there only in a few patches, and it was in very poor shape. And most of the lands which were once under cultivation have virtually become grasslands. And the reason is again the same: the wild animals, the high cost of cultivation, and very little production as such. And therefore, the interest in the farming is decreasing with the farmers, especially in these fragile ecosystems of the Himalayas. And therefore, I think we need to think how these lands can be utilized, and how we can make this farming a sort of revenue generating enterprise. And I think this is a very serious problem. Again, in my own village, many people have started growing fruits and vegetables, and even some forestry plantations in very good cultivated lands. So in my opinion, I think there is a need to integrate the crops and the trees together for a sort of continuous income, so that even if one fails, at least the farmers are able to get from the other. So these are, I think, the issues of it's a very serious concern in the Western Himalayan region, and the agriculture is in a very serious situation. Cultivation of maize and rice and wheat is no longer profitable. And it is, of course, there are also some policies of the government like free ration distribution and things like that, because of which farmers are now withdrawing from cultivation of these crops. But these points are to be taken note of. One last point which I want to make, which I often used to make when I was in service, is that most of us are doing very good research. I think we take a lot of pleasure and enjoyment when we publish very high quality papers and get recognitions in the forms of awards. That is very important. That is very essential to grow professionally. But I think we should also think a step beyond that and see how the work that we are doing is applicable at the ground level. And I have always been emphasizing that the resource management research, and particularly the agronomic research, at least a part of it must be done on the farmers' fields. On-farm research type of thing, say 50% work at the institute farm and 50% work at the farmers' fields, so that we really get an understanding of what the farmers are facing, the problems. The research that we do should be problem-oriented. It should be problem-solving type of research. It should give some return to the farmers at the grassroots level. So I think this is a very important issue for the agronomists, that the research that we do has some application at the ground level for reducing the cost of cultivation, and of course while conserving the precious resources of soil, water, nutrients, etc., so that we become relevant. Otherwise, I think we are gradually losing our relevance as far as the adoption of the technologies generated by us at the farmers' field is concerned. So these are some of my random thoughts that I want to share at this stage, but maybe more after listening to the presentations and after I do some my own homework, I'll be able to come up with more clear and specific ideas for research in agronomy discipline with respect to soil and water conservation. So thank you very much, Dr. Madhu, Dr. Rajive Singh, and Dr. Trisha for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think through your opening remarks, we have been enlightened, and all of us knows what is the situation of hill agriculture right now. But yet we are not able to address the things. Maybe with these working group type of discussions, we'll be able to hit our target. So beginning with the technical session 1, and I would request Dr. Ramanjeet Singh sir, who is the coordinator of this agronomy group and the first speaker for this working group, entire working group, and for today, for his presentation. And Dr. Ramanjeet Singh sir, he has been working in the northwestern Himalayan region for more than a decade, starting from Vipka, Salmora, and then more than 10 years service at the Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation. So I request Dr. Ramanjeet Singh sir for his presentation. Please, sir.
नमस्कार आप सभी को नमस्कार. Special thanks to Dr. A.R. Sharma for accepting our invitation for this working group 1. So I'm Dr. Ramanjeet Singh, and I am the coordinator of working group 1 that belongs to that agronomy. So in this working group is related to almost sustainable crop production in the challenged agro-ecosystem of India. So we are now starting with the this Himalayan region, which is very challenged agro-ecosystem. So in this we have prepared this proposed working group. Likewise, from beginning, I'm starting with this northwestern Himalayan region, followed by Dr. Subhash Babu will present about NEH region, northeastern hill region. Afterwards, we will start from the challenged agro-ecosystem of rain-fed regions. In these regions, we will start from arid region, in which Dr. Vijay Singh Rathod, he is principal scientist in ICAR-IISWC. He will deal with this aspect. And after that, Dr. from Bundelkhand, Dr. D.R. Palsania, who is an IGFRI. He will present about the problems related to the Bundelkhand region, and followed by Dr. G. Pratibha, who is the principal scientist in that Hyderabad, and she will deal about the semi-arid tropics. Then by the cold desert, this is also one important aspect which I was missing, and Dr. A.R. Sharma added this one. Dr. M.S. Raghuvanshi, who was earlier in that Kajri Research Center, Leh. He will deal with this type of problem in cold desert like Ladakh. And followed by, we will also deal with the challenged agro-ecosystem of flood-prone areas of the eastern region, which Dr. Anup Das or his representative will deal. And then from the coastal area, like Andaman, Dr. B. Gangaiya, he will present from, now he is in that Indian Institute of Military Research. Earlier he was in Kari, Port Blair. Then followed by from the coastal region of Goa, Dr. Parveen Kumar or his representative will deal about this challenged agro-ecosystem. Then we will also deal with this ecosystem of Eastern and Western Ghats. Our colleague and my senior, Dr. Anchal Das, who was earlier in our Koraput Center, and Dr. Parveen also, they will deal about this Eastern and Western Ghats. And likewise, our institute is also working on the ravines. So our colleague, Dr. Kuldeep Kumar, he will deal about this ravines problem related to agronomy. And followed by also the biggest problem we can also see degraded land due to the weed menace, particularly perennial weeds. So this is also the one kind of problem which will deal by Dr. Vijay Chaudhary from ICAR-IISWC Jabalpur. And then that likewise we have different type of soil like saline and alkaline soil. So from ICR Center, that's CSSRI Karnal, from there somebody will present. So these are our agenda. In this, something is missing, you can add, or working group or any person. If we are missing something in here, you can add here. So now I am starting with this, the sustainable crop production in the challenged agro-ecosystem of northwestern Himalayan region. So likewise, we can see here, like this topic will be deal with the following headings. Like I will first introduce about northwestern Himalayan region. Then what are the what kind of constraints we are facing in agriculture sector of Himalayan region. Then what type of technology we have. Like this is the one kind of exhibition of the technology. We can say that these are the umbrella of technology which are available. And then the way forward. What type of research gaps are there? I will discuss about this thing and then final conclusion. So now I am starting about the introduction. Likewise, what is the challenged agro-ecosystem? So like I can see that agro-ecosystem comprise the 1/3 of the Earth's surface in which the land is there. So this is somewhat different from the natural agro-ecosystem. Like this agro-ecosystem is the combination of the agriculture or livestock, which is maintained by the farmers, we can say that there is the interaction between the human being and the crops, livestock. So this is called agro-ecosystem. And we can see that because of this agriculture, and we can disturb our natural ecosystem. So we can reduce this biological activities also. So likewise, we can see Himalayan agro-ecosystem. We can see that it is the spread in 8 countries, beginning from Afghanistan to Pakistan. And in India, we can divide this Himalayan region in 2 parts, like Northwestern Himalayan region and Northeastern Hill region. And I will deal about Northwestern Himalayan region. There are 4, now there are 4 states like Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal, and Uttarakhand. So all these states comprise, and this is called Northwestern Himalayan region. And we can see the elevation. It is beginning from 187 meter to more than 6,000 meter. So this is the different kind of variation. So like this, we can see that it comes under agroecological region 14, which is warm, sub-humid to humid, that is podzolic soils also there. So basically, what are the constraints here? Likewise, 74% population depends on the cultivation of cereals only. And problem is that there is very low yield due to several problems, like there is no varieties are not available, and other things like low investment, very less irrigation facility. Only about 20% area is having the irrigation facility. Other 80% area is totally dependent on the rain. Likewise, different kind of like slope and other these problems, and especially the biggest problem is that very severe wildlife menace. This is the biggest problem due to which the farmers, they are leaving the agriculture, and special other problems like small size and scattered land holding and very difficult terrains and all these things, difficult climatic condition. So I will deal all these things one by one. Likewise, we can see according to geographical area, the Jammu Kashmir is having the highest area, and according to that net zone area, and that's these parameters are mostly the Uttarakhand is having the largest area in all these aspects. Likewise, we can see in the Indian Himalayan region, it is around 54 million hectare area is there, out of which only 21 in NHR region and other in Northwestern Himalayan region. Likewise, if we talk about the crops, so the average that per hectare yield is about something, it is similar to Indian average, but in some crops, we are not having that much of potential. Likewise, we can see Himachal is producing more maize. Likewise, Uttarakhand is producing more millets. Likewise, oilseed also. So these are the variation between these 3 states. And when we talk about the surplus or deficit, then we can say Himachal Pradesh is it is an excess condition of cereal and millets. But in case of other crops, we can see that more demand is there, but supply is very less from the. But in case of, we can see vegetables, Himachal Pradesh is doing very good in case of cereal and millets and vegetables. So we can see, if we take the example of only Uttarakhand, then we can see in Uttarakhand 2 regions are there, Garhwal and Kumaon. So we can see mostly 68 to 70% area is under marginal. So we can say the farmers are having very small land holding. So likewise, we can see that in case of Uttarakhand, because of soil erosion is the very biggest constraint, we know that. So because of this, you can see how much the loss, monetary loss. We can see it is 345 rupees crore. That is the loss due to this soil erosion in different districts of the Uttarakhand. Likewise, these are some enterprises. It belongs to that altitude. That altitude is less, than farmers are growing more field crops. And if we are growing that upper altitude, then we can see that off-season vegetables, fruit-based agriculture is there. Then at the upper regions, basically pastures are there. Like if we can see that different type of agroecological conditions are there in Northwestern Himalayan region. It is from irrigated lower hills to very alpine pasture also. And farmers are growing different kind of crops according to altitude. And like also there are different kind of variety of soils also there. Likewise, we can say sandy loam soil to very heavy soil also is there. And if we can see the condition that which kind of soil erosion we are facing in different states of Himalaya. Likewise, we can see very severe soil erosion is in states of like Uttarakhand, and especially extra severe that soil erosion in case of Nagaland and Manipur, Meghalaya. So we can see that soil erosion is the biggest problem in northeastern hill region in comparison to the northwestern Himalayan region. And we can see also in this figure also, likewise, the most that the states which are facing the soil erosion that belongs to northeastern hill region, and especially Uttarakhand is also coming in that group. But other states like Himachal Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir, they are under somewhat in safe side. Likewise, like every news, we can see that there is cloud burst and all these problems are there, landslides. So this is the typical feature of this northwestern Himalayan region because of extreme occurrence of rainfall events. Likewise, we have seen that rainfall is constant, amount of rainfall is constant, but the rainy days, it is going to be shrink now. One day we can see there is 400 mm rainfall, but in some day it is totally drought. So because of this, we are losing a lot of soils and especially the crop yields, and which is worth 2.5 billion. So likewise, we can see the importance of soil erosion. Likewise, there are small and scattered land holding. If you want to do some good enterprises there, it is difficult. So these are the constant challenges. Like we can see the rainfall pattern. When it starts from June to September, there is heavy rainfall. But afterwards, when it recedes from October to like in winter rainfall, we can see in winter rainfall, it is now going to be shrink. It is now coming to the 15 days late. So this is the biggest problem why the farmers, they are not growing wheat crop. Likewise, we can see the variation between the every year's rainfall. So some year it is less, some year it is very high, like in case of March. So every year we are facing that March and April, there is heavy amount of rainfall. That is the constraint to the wheat crop. So this type of conditions are there in northwestern Himalayan region. So likewise, we can see that where are the opportunities, and we can where the like constant, like our lands are having sloped arable land. If we cultivate our soil in the month of June or May, then if there is a heavy amount of rainfall is there, so what will happen? All this fertile soil will come to the down slope. Likewise, we are growing maize crop from the June to September, and then wheat crop we are growing from November to April. But in between this time, like October, November, we are not growing any crop. So here is the scope where we can introduce some other crops. I will discuss these points after this one. Likewise, everywhere we talk about conservation agriculture, that these are the things which can overcome the problems of this rain-fed lands, sloped lands, or soil degradation like this way. But there are different type of constraint. That's why farmers, they are not agree to follow this concept. Like the most important thing is that small and scattered land holdings. So that agriculture machinery, we are not having that much of machinery which can operate in small land holdings. And the most important thing, which is competing demand of crop residue for the livestock. Likewise, we talk about Indo-Gangetic plains. There are plenty of crop residues are there, they are burning. But in case of northwestern Himalayan region, we can see in this picture, like how they are maintaining their crop residue for the winter season. So these are the precious resource for them. And if we say them that we recommend them that you do this type of mulching, like we recommend in conservation agriculture, at least 3 to 4 ton per hectare, or at least 1/3 area should be covered by crop residue. Then these things farmer will not agree, because from where he will take the residue. Likewise, we recommend that you do the ex-situ residue. You collect some residue from forest area and then you put in agriculture area. So these things now are not possible because of the lack of manpower in the family. In a family, hardly 2 or 3 members are there, and mostly the work is only done by the women farmers. So these are the constraints which are facing to adopt the conservation agriculture in rain-fed areas. So likewise, from here, I will start the opportunities. We have some technology. Likewise, our institute has developed the technology. If we want to do something for the Himalayan region, we have to adopt the thing like watershed development along with the farming system. So we have to do, we have to talk about watershed involving the farming system. Likewise, we have done, our seniors, they have done very good work in Himalaya, like this is model of Singh. So here, all the enterprises were there and all the work was done on the basis of watershed. So we can see the farmers' income it is coming around to very good income from the single enterprise. Likewise, in this, water mill was also involved, fisheries, poultry, piggery, and agriculture was involved. So this type of intervention we have to replicate in every state, every district of the Himalaya. Likewise, we have also developed some technology of like CBT, conservation bench terrace system. So these type of system we have to develop for the better utilization, or we have to increase the water use efficiency of the system. According to the land, we have to grow the crop. So likewise, we have also done some work for the watershed water transfer. Likewise, in some watershed, there is more water, in some watershed, there is less water. So we can adopt the technology of this HDP pipeline, by which we can collect the water, that blue water, or we can collect the water in the ponds, lakes, and silpoline tanks. Then we can use this water. And by using this technology in some area of that Uttarakhand and Himachal nearby, we have done the reverse migration of farmers also. So these type of interventions are needed. Likewise, paddy and fish integrated farming system our institute has tried, and this system also can be replicated at farmers field. Likewise, this study was done by myself when I was in Bageshwar. So you can see the intercrop like crops. If you are growing simple paddy wheat, then is very less profit is there. But if you are introducing some crops like pigeon pea or some maize and other things, especially that specialized type of maize, then you can see the or farmers' income can be increased from 11,000 to 76. You can see the 8 time or 9 time we can increase the income. Likewise, VPKs also developed some kind of technology for farmers who are having rain fed and they don't have the feed for the farm, this livestock. So these are dual purpose weeds. If we can cut these variety at around 70 or 80 days, then we can provide some urea or some irrigation or rainfall is there. So and again, it will come like the simple crop, normal crop. There will be no yield penalty. So these type of technology we have to multiply. Likewise, or we have also developed some that leaf color chart based technology, and we have come out with one policy paper that if Uttarakhand farmers, only 50% farmers of some district, likewise Haridwar, Dehradun, and Udham Singh Nagar, if they can adopt this type of leaf color chart, Uttarakhand government can save 100 crore rupees per year. So this type of things we have to come out for the government. Likewise, our seniors, they have developed some kind of maize-based cropping system in which they have done the conservation tillage system. So by this, they have improved the soil health and also improved the water use efficiency. And likewise, we have also tried some conservation that agriculture in some crops like maize, wheat, and the pea crop also we have introduced like French bean in between the stubbles. So we have done here, likewise, the crop residues are important precious resource. So here we have recommended that only the last 1/3 portion of the crop, only 15 centimeter of crop residue, vertical crop stubbles, we can talk standing crop stubbles. So if we can maintain this type of crop residue, we can add at least some 0.5 ton per hectare of this crop stubbles. We can say that to the soil. So it is based on one that very good thing written in Arthveda, in which it is saying that top 1/3 is for the consumption for the human being, and the mid 1/3 for the livestock, and the last 1/3 is for the mother earth. So this was our concept. So likewise, we can see when we are practicing this crop residue, so we can reduce the runoff and soil loss, especially in NPK loss also in very good amount. So we can also see in this slide also, if you are practicing only that without tillage, then we can see the amount of runoff. And if we are adopting this combination of this conservation agriculture, live mulch and other thing, then we can see the yield and this runoff and soil loss. Likewise, we have also developed some resource conservation technique in maize. Likewise, we are not recommending that permanent that without till. We are saying that you do this without till only in rainy season, but after when there is a receding of monsoon, we should go for the reduced tillage. In case of rainy season, we should maintain the 15 centimeter tall wheat stubbles, then followed by the in situ sun hemp green manuring in maize. Then we should do for the reduced till wheat. So this will add the more crop residue to the soil, and this will I will show in next slide. Like we can see here, like if you are doing the continuous that without tillage, so we can see there is the yield penalty is there. But if you are practicing this strategic tillage, likewise without tillage followed by the reduced tillage, and we are maintaining this crop residue, so then we can see there is no yield penalty and yield will be increased. So like in this way also, you can see here. Likewise, our senior Dr. N.K. Sharma, he has developed very good technology of this maize and cowpea, and we can see only by including this crop, let's cowpea in between maize, we can reduce the runoff from very good manner, and soil loss also, and especially we are also increasing the farmers' income by that we can see we can do for this two type of crop. One is cowpea at 45 days after sowing, and maize after 100 days after sowing. So by this way, we can diversify your income also. Likewise, in same case, this is very good finding by this experiment, that if we sow the wheat crop by 1 month late, and we can introduce one crop of like pea in between maize and wheat. So you can see in the last picture here, this crop, there is no yield penalty, especially in Uttarakhand, because now we can see that I have already explained that winter rains, these are coming with 15 days late. So if you are sowing the crop in November, then what is happening? This the critical that time of wheat is it is not getting the rain. But when we are sowing the crop by 1 month late, then it is exactly matching with that critical period of irrigation. So by this you can see, and the last also in March, when crop is ready to harvest, then because of this heavy wind and other hailstorm, crop will be damaged. But in case of when crop we are sowing the late, at least 1 month late, then what is we are expecting that one additional crop, and especially there is no yield penalty. So this is our that climate resilient technology. So I will recommend here that our farmers should take the one more crop in between maize and wheat, or either paddy and wheat. Then they should sow the wheat crop by 1 month late. Likewise, we have also developed some intercropping technology for the upland paddy and cowpea. Like also the farmers who are not growing the crop like maize and paddy because of heavy rain or heavy weed menace, or because of wildlife problem in the monsoon season. So it is advised that you grow the crop of this sun hemp and green manuring crop in the monsoon season. And after that, you can take a early catch crop of like rapeseed, and followed by wheat also. So you can see in this picture also at this, I think this is the study of Dr. A.R. Sharma also when he was in Dehradun. So on different land slope, we can see the amount of this green manuring, how much it can reduce the runoff and soil loss. Likewise, we have also developed the technology for paddy and wheat system. Likewise, in northwestern Himalayan region, if we say to farmers that you grow the crop of green manuring in case of May, June, then conditions are not favorable because there is no rainfall, no irrigation. But we can incorporate these Sesbania green manure as a brown manuring in case of upland paddy. Then you can see the crop growth, and especially in the month of September when there is heavy rainfall. So because of these stems, you can see of these stems of this Sesbania, this will not allow the crop to lodge in month of September. So we have seen that this one. And followed by, we are doing this wheat and other crop like legume, lentil crop. So by doing this, we can diversify our system. And you can see in some other slides, we are able to maintain at least 7 to 8 ton per hectare of this crop residue to our soil. So only our recommendation is that we have to follow like 2.5 ton per hectare. So we can add by this way at least 7 to 8 ton per hectare of crop residue to the soil. In the same case also, we have done a conservation agriculture project in our Dehradun. It is from last 8 years we are going on. So in this we have two cropping system like maize, wheat and paddy wheat. So we can see when we are growing a crop paddy, there is no runoff and soil loss because of its it can tolerate water logging. So we are not allowing the crop this rainwater to go as a runoff. But in case of maize, this crop cannot tolerate this water logging. So we have to allow the runoff. But you can see when there is less runoff is there in case of paddy, but that much of yield is not coming. So this is the consequence of paddy. But when a crop like maize, which is allowing more runoff and soil loss, so this is giving the more yield and more profit to the farmers. So this is the different type of story. Like we cannot say that there will be more runoff and soil loss, or there will be more crop yield. Likewise, some technology we have developed like vegetative barriers. So our farmers, after some years, they are not adopting this vegetative barriers because of lot of reasons. Then we have converted this vegetative barrier to this Pamaroja vegetative barrier, which is like aromatic based grass vegetative barrier. Then again, these farmers were not agreed to do this one because of several constraints faced by the vegetative barriers. So then we have introduced some kind of other barriers like this way. So this was our very fantastic technology. So we have introduced this one agro-geotextiles, which are the alternative vegetative barriers. We are doing this month, you can see the grass, which is called Arundodonex. So we are preparing some kind of geotextile from this one. And when it is needed, like in rainy season, we are placing in between the maize row. And when this monsoon will come out in September, so then this geotextile will be decomposed and it will mix into the soil. So this was the very good technology. By this, we can allow only 8 or 10% of runoff to the soil. And you can see the sediment deposition. There was very negligible amount of soil loss. And because of this, we have introduced one more crop for vegetable pea in between. So by this technology, we have maintained 300% cropping intensity in rain-fed condition. And you can see the farmer's income. When we are adopting only this maize and wheat, only hardly 1 lakh rupees was there the income. But because of this vegetable pea crop, this income was up to 2 lakh rupees per hectare per year. This is the importance of agro-geotextile. Likewise, like we are talking about in hilly area, very it is not mechanized. But some institute like VPK Salmoda and other institute, they have developed very good machinery for the small farmers like Vivek Seed Cum Ferti Drill, VL Paddy Thresher, and we have also demonstrated this manual corn sheller to our farmers, women farmers particularly. So these things we can replicate in the hilly areas. Likewise, Dr. Sharma was telling that now farmers are considering this horticulture crops. Yes, it is true, sir. Within 5 years, I have seen that total hilly agriculture is now changed. Farmers, they are not growing the crops like millets, particular mandua, and these things like paddy, wheat. They are saying that this is given by the government to us. 5 kg ration per member government is giving. But because of this technology, farmers, they are not now giving this, they are not growing the crops. They are saying that we will do this horticulture crop. We will convert our field crops to horticulture orchard. Then we will give on leach. And then we will stay in some areas like Vikasnagar, Haldwani, or Dehradun. And we will get income. And totally things are now converting. So as the things are now changing, so we have to now change. So we agronomists now we have to test our technology like conservation agriculture technology, like live green manuring and other these things. So we have to introduce this technology in the areas like apple orchard, like lemon orchards, and some like mango orchard. So our farmers, they are doing, and these are the pictures from our TSP farmers. Now we have introduced this one, this sun hemp green manuring. And farmers are saying that because of this technology, we have saved a lot of manpower due to weeding and all these things. We will again take the soil sample, and especially this vegetable pea crop. I will say it is the we can say that को हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि कुबेर का मतलब खजाना है ये इनके लिए farmers के लिए vegetable pea particular. They are growing vegetable pea in the month of August, harvesting in the month of November. Then again they are growing the crop of pea and selling the crop in the month of April, and other crop like tomato. So and pea and other crop like tomato, this is the backbone of the northwestern Himalayan region. And for these crops, we have to develop more and more technologies. Likewise, we have also introduced some kind of geoline tanks in our hilly areas. Like earlier, we have the silpoline tanks, but farmers, they are not ready to dug that pond because of this hard pan and other manpower problem. So we have introduced this type of geoline tanks. This is very simple thing. Only they have to make the platform and on which we have to place these geoline tanks. and one tank is having this 15,000 liter capacity, and cost is not too much. It is 50,000 rupees per tank. So we will see that how much by adopting this geoline tank, farmers will change their cropping system. They will grow more vegetables and other crops instead of this like paddy and wheat. Likewise, this system is now coming to the hills. Thus, likewise, Dr. Sharma was saying that the crops, soils are now abandoned. Fields are abandoned in hilly areas. But farmers, because of this Pradhan Mantri Kusum scheme, farmers, they are now giving this abandoned land to company, and they are installing their panels. But now farmers, they are very smart now. They are saying us that we need some kind of crops which can grow in between these panels, beneath the panel. But we don't have that much of experience that which crop will grow in understory of these panels. So this is called agrivoltaic system, on which we have to work more in the future. So I want to conclude my presentation in the following points. Like already I have mentioned that watershed development plus IFS model is a vital that the problem. It can heal the hill agriculture. And then optimum residue cover we can maintain by several technologies of like vertical crop stubbles, brown manuring and green manuring. And this type of technology we should replicate in horticulture field also. Likewise, strategic tillage. We cannot recommend that continuous that without tillage in rainy season crop. We have to adopt some kind of strategic tillage, like without tillage in rainy season crop and reduced tillage in case of winter season crop. And yes, there is possibility of increasing the cropping intensity. We can grow one more crop in between maize wheat and paddy wheat. And there are a lot of opportunity for future research on conservation agronomical practices in the horticulture crops, agrivoltaic system also, and the biomass production for ethanol extraction. Likewise, now the government has shifted from bioethanol from sugarcane to maize, but we cannot spare this arable land for this type of crops like maize and sugarcane. So we have to find out the alternate, which type of grasses which can come out in the soils like the hilly areas, degraded land, abandoned lands. So here is the very good potential to generate the ethanol production from the hilly area, degraded area. Likewise, geoline tanks also, we have to develop the irrigation that concept from geoline tanks. And also the practices of natural farming. Now government is also increasing this type of thing like natural farming, but we don't have technology. So we have to develop on this type of technology, especially to develop some agriculture machinery for the farmers. So I hope these are the new future research area on which our youngster they can work and they can come out with good technologies. So thank you very much for the patience hearing. And I think it is now open. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was a wonderful presentation showcasing the challenges and the future possible solutions in the northwestern Himalayan region. And as per our schedule, we'll take all the discussions after we listen from our second speaker as well. So I'll reserve the comments and everything, I think, after we complete the second speaker, where I have time for panel discussion. So without wasting much time, now I request Dr. Subhash Babu sir, who's Senior Scientist at Indian Agriculture Research Institute, to present his insight on the northeastern Himalayan region. So a brief introduction about him. He is not new to us, and we know that he has done wonderful work in the northeastern Himalayan region and before coming to the Indian Agriculture Research Institute. So sir, we would like to hear from you about what are the challenges and what are the solutions for the northeastern Himalayan region. So the floor is yours, sir. Dr. Subhash Babu, sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Trisha. First, I would like to thank to the president of this association and the EC of the association giving me the opportunity to interact and present my thought in front of the learned scientist, our guru, Dr. Sharma sir, and other dignitaries who is present online. That organizer assigned me the sustainable crop production in the challenge agro-ecosystem for northeastern Himalayan region. Of course, it is very vast talk, So I have tried to summarize the things in slight little bit manner. So these are the some our 2070 targets. I will not go in detail. I have intentionally put this slide because that restoring 26 million hectare degraded land by 2030 and 40% energy need by renewable 2030, and also decreasing the carbon intensity 30 to 35% by 2030. So there is a possible options and all. So looking for the northeastern region, as you can see, sir, here the area that's 7.9% of the country, and we have the population near about 50 million. And the hilly region, that's 77% of the total area, and net cultivated area, that 12% of the total gross area of the region. And the water resources, we have the 10% of the total water resources of the country, and 80% area under the rainfed. That's a big challenge. Another, you see that food security status of the northeastern region, that oilseed 84% deficient, and total food grain production near about 3% deficient. So this we have calculated. Of course, this little bit old data, and over the times I will revise it and come with the new figures also. And if you get the extent of the wasteland of the northeastern region, you can see that the total area that Andhra Pradesh having the 7%, and that highest in the Sikkim, that is 46%. Here you see, sir, that these are the problems of the northeastern region in the Jhum land. Actually, you see the freshly won land of the Jhum, then fresh, and also the problem of the acid soil. 80% of the soil in the region is the acidic. So we can say the soil acidity is the silent killer in the northeastern region. Again, the problem of the northeastern region, the deep underground mining and open pit mining, especially in Meghalaya. And here that if we go for the state-wise, the major climatic risk in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, and Sikkim, that 8 states in the northeastern region having their own unique kind of the problems, unique kind of the issue related to the agriculture and all. And here you see, sir, that 8 states we have, and we have the 4 boundary of the international countries and 6% of the total geographical area, and we have very vast altitudes. And the 26% of the total GDP of the NER is contributed by agricultural activities. Here you see, sir, if we go for the altitude wise, alpine to the mid-tropical plains, so we can say the technology suitable for the Sikkim high altitude may not be suitable for the Tripura and Meghalaya. The entire state needs the different kind of the technology and different kind of the intervention. I see such complex NEH region having the almost in that having the regional state in all the state, and they have done the commendable job and commendable work. I have been work for 5 to 6 years in the Sikkim and 3 to 4 years in the that Meghalaya. The total 9 year service I have did in the northeastern India. So you see, sir, the different kind of the graphs and different kind of the problems associated with the special states, and the altitude range that is 3,500 and say to 200 meters from mid-tropical plain to the alpine region. If you be so that by 2050 we need that 13.28 million ton of the food grain that required to feed the 75 million population that we have projected area, and the 20% area we have only irrigated, that 80% area we have the rain fed, and out of which the 0.88 million hectare area, out of the 42 million hectare water resources is tapped, and monocropping is the biggest issue in the region, and low cropping intensity and the nutrient mining, and post monsoon water scarcity and moisture stage. This is the big thing, sir. In the Kharif season, we have the plenty of rainfall, but during the winter season, we are not getting the any kind of the rainfall. Even the highest rainfall area, Cherrapunji and Manisram, in the winter you cannot find a single drop of the water. This is the major issue. And during the Kharif season, we have the water storing problem. And if we Jhum agriculture, we have 0.88 million hectare degraded natural land under the Jhums. And here is again considered the poor infrastructure, connectivity issue, limited mechanization, and soil erosion, climate change, and small and fragmented land holding. One most important thing I want to highlight here, that effective land holding. Not only the northeastern India, entire Himalayan region, the effective land holding is very, very less. The land utilized for the other purposes, burnt and all, is very that is high. And I have gone through the one literature. If for the complete the diversification, the land under the plain, 1 hectare land can support 9 to 10%, but in the hilly region only 3 to 4% after the diversification. These are some other challenges. The rainwater harvesting and moisture conservation for increasing cropping intensity, again the challenge. and the productivity enhancement in Jhum and soil acidity affected area, and efficient and cost-effective seed and planting material is very big challenge. For example, in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and the remote area of the Sikkim, getting the good planting material is very vast challenge in the region. And promotion of the entrepreneurship and ensuring market accessibility. Market accessibility is a very big issue. And production technology for the organic farming and the truthfully labeled seed and fertilizer prices. We can say the area is suitable for the organic farming, but people are not getting the good quality organic material, basically the inputs. These are the prevailing conditions, sir. You can see here that entire area under the rainfall you see, only irrigated we have the natural streams. So flow of the water is very less. During winter season, most of the springs get it dry. And again, that machine, that small machine needed for the high terrains. The land degradation again is big issue here. This is the farmer practice. Farmer after harvest of the rice keep land fallow, and after have the maize they again keep land fallow. Means there are two cropping systems mainly: the rice fallow and maize fallow. The dominated cropping system in the northeastern Himalaya. If we look for the soil organic carbon content, you see, sir, the northeastern India, the cultivated land and that native land having the higher, we can say, the loss in the carbon as compared to the northwestern India. Northwestern India 34.5, the native carbon, and northeast India 38.3. So you see that big difference. We have the more vulnerability of the soil carbon loss as compared to the northwestern region of the country, northwestern India. So these are the opportunity. I will discuss the technology developed by the ICAR Research Complex and other institutions in the northeastern region: sustainable crop intensification, conservation agriculture, integrated farming system, agroforestry for rehabilitation of the degraded land, and low cost tunnel for year-round vegetable production. Of course, the organic farming. Under the cropping intensification, we have developed the series of the cropping intensification option for the rain-fed as well as for the irrigated condition. Irrigated conditions under the zero tillage, the cropping system developed by the ICAR Sikkim Center and ICAR Meghalaya, that rice, after harvest of the rice, that farmer can go for the vegetable pea under the zero till condition. So these are the photo from the experimental field of ICAR Sikkim Center. Again, the second option, that ICAR Varapani, they have developed the planting that the rice, after harvest of the rice, the zero till lentil. This is also performing very well, sir. And again, that 300% cropping intensity in under the rain-fed condition as well as the irrigated condition we have tested in the Sikkim, and they found that very suitable option for increasing the cropping intensity as well as the soil health. Here is, sir, that one more important issue, especially in the Sikkim and the other state of the we can say the northeast region as well. The farmers grow the rice, the long duration variety. So the intensification option is less. What we have did there, we have introduced Tasmania as a green manuring crop, and after harvest of the rice, we have go for the sunflower. Sunflower is performing well in mid hills regions, not only higher hills region. 3-4 days back, I got a call from the KVK of the North Sikkim that, sir, we can try for that sunflower in the Mangan area of the Sikkim. Then I told them it is very difficult to come at higher altitude. Again, sir, that the integration of the legumes along with the maize, also a suitable technology for the upscaling to the farmers field. And you see, sir, that conservation agriculture zero tillage in northeastern Himalayan region is the need of the hour. Actually, the fragmented land holding, small land holding, they need the small kind of the equipment. Getting the small implement is a big challenge in the northeastern region for the adoption of the conservation agriculture. Again, sir, the technology developed by the Dr. Anup Das and co-workers, the rice plus groundnut, rice plus soybean, and tephrosia across the slope under the Jhum improvement. The Jhum improvement, we cannot replace the Jhum, we can improvement the Jhum. So this technology performing very well. This is actually photographs from the experimental field of in the farmers participatory mode. Sir, these are some data we have generated under the intensified system. We have found that the maize, pehlo dal, buckwheat, there are 3 crops in a rain-fed situation. This cropping system we have developed for the Sikkim, and sir, I am happy to share that this particular cropping system was demonstrated in all the KVKs of the Sikkim, and we have found the very encouraging result. The particular system was that we can say the appreciated by the Secretary Agriculture, Government of Sikkim. These are the system maize, Pelodar and buckwheat. In Sikkim, basically, sir, the maize is sown in the month of February. What we have did, we have manipulated the data of sowing, and we have sown the maize in the month of April. After harvest of the maize, we have sown that Pelodar. Pelodar is a green seeded product having the very high market value in the hills. So we have sown on the zero tillage. After harvest of the Pelodar, we have sown the buckwheat. Buckwheat is a crop. I have analyzed the rainfall data of the 30 year in the Sikkim, and we have found that in the month of November, there is small rainfall. So buckwheat is a crop, needs very little rainfall to perform well. So we have tested this particular cropping system and we have promoted the Sikkim. So these are some observational data we have recorded. We have published in the good journals as well. The maize Bilagram Turia and maize Bilagram buckwheat. The maize Bilagram buckwheat and maize Rajma buckwheat is performing very well in the Sikkim, and they are upscaling through the Krishi Vigyan Kendra of ICAR-IISWC Center. This is a particular cropping system. We have assessed the different carbon pools, and we have found that the inclusion of the legumes not only increasing the total soil carbon, but also is allocate the more carbon in the active as well as the passive pool. Here you see, sir, that once we go the economics, and we have found the relative economic efficiency. We have found that almost 250% higher over the maize fallow system. This is the routine system, especially in the Sikkim, and rice fallow system is prevailing in the other state of the region. Here, sir, this particular technology we have developed for the intensification of the rice maize system. Rice maize system, another emerging system at the farmers field. So we have found that the inclusion of the legumes almost increases the system productivity 2.8 times, and the carbon in the soil is 2.5 times over the 5-year period in comparison of the rice maize system. Again, that different pools we have assessed. This is the system, sir. What we have did here is again the innovative system we have developed and tested at the farmers field as well, and we have found that we have included the legume in the maize and rice system under the conservation agriculture. So this particular technology developed by the ICR Varapani, Dr. Anup Das and co-workers, they have developed the zero tillage package for the rice and that after rice for the lentil as well as for the mustard cultivation. This you see here that major problem in the valley land is the high moisture after harvest of the rice. What they have did that they make the channel around the field, and the total that water run off to the channels and the field become dry over the times that we can say they maintain the moisture. You see the kind of the things and kind of the crops. We have tested 3-4 crops and we have found the very encouraging result, and we have promoted to the farmers field as well. Here you see the rice under zero tillage here and the lentil under zero tillage over in the upland condition. So that in upland rice and lentil we can go under the zero tillage system, especially in the Meghalaya region. Here is the showing photographs of some experiments. Here you see the 25 centimeter stubble we have left and 5-ton mulch. Again, another important technology that ICR Varapani, Dr. Anup and co-worker has developed, that rake and sunken base. This technology for that we can say the marshy kind of the land where the water during the after harvest of the rain, the water is stagnated. What they have did that 300% cropping intensity by this technology farmers can achieve, and that width of the ridge here 1.25 meter, and that furrow also the 1 meter. So two things is that in the furrow farmers can grow the high that moisture requiring crop, basically the rice, and above the beds farmers can grow the vegetables. So this system not only increase the cropping intensity but also increase the profitability of the farmers. Again, the acidity is a problem. Dr. Hajarka and co-worker, they have developed the furrow application of the lime. So 250 to 400 kg lime is suitable to utilize the acidity in the 1 hectare field. Again, the important integrated farming system model we have developed the ICR that Varapani Center under the AICRP. The beauty of this particular system is that 70% area is allocated for the crops. The rest area we have allocated for the other enterprises. The pond dye, each and every model having that fishes component in the northeastern region, then farmers are not utilizing the pond dye. So we have developed the cropping system models to utilize the pond dye efficiently, and farmers can easily get 60 to 70,000 rupees by the area of the 800 square meter, out of which 300 square meter is dye and 500 square meter pond. So these are the resource recycling in the integrated farming system model. And here you see that, sir, if we go for different integration, the livestock is separate, is not much profitable in the northeastern region. Basic reason is that for purchase of the feed from the market, so it may not be profitable until unless we go into the integrated farming system mode. That land use model we have developed for the diversification of the crop as well as cultivation of the different, which can say in the hillock we have the natural forest, then the catch pit, then the cover crops and hedgerow and maize French bean system, and the below we have the jalkund. So these are the micro watershed farming system model. ICR Varapani that initiated the work on the micro watershed farming system model since the 1976, and once the institute shifted to the that UMIAM in 1980, then 1984 they have developed the different kind of the model with different kind of the land scenario. The dairy-based model is suitable for the landlord, we can say the landlord absentee kind of the model. If land is not suitable for any kind of the grass and the land is situated below the city like Shillong, then farmer can go for the dairy farming. So for the dairy farming, they can utilize the land efficiently. And agro-pastoral system, this particular model developed for the 0.64 hectare area, and the effective land in this particular model have 0.58 hectare. This model also replicated to the farmer's field. Again, that agri-horti-silvipastoral model. In this model, we have promoted there the cultivation of the multi-story crops. Multi-story crops means combination of the pineapple along with the papaya, along with the vegetables like that okra and also the carrot. That if we look the nutrient requirement of a particular model and balance. So here you see, sir, that in dairy-based model having the 100% balance because we are not utilizing we are not growing any kind of the crops. One IOFS model getting the attention nowadays, integrated organic farming system model. This particular model developed for the Sikkim as well as for Meghalaya. And both the model, I am happy to share that covers by the success story of the COP26. In this particular model, Dr. Anup Das and co-workers has developed for the 0.43 hectare area. For 0.43 hectare area, we have planned such a way cereals, pulses, vegetables, kitchen garden, dairy unit, fruit, fishery, vermicompost, fodder, and hedgerow. So here you see, sir, that configuration, how we have integrated this particular thing in the system mode, and we have found that from that 0.3 hectare area, IFS could generate the more than 60,000 rupees. And here you see more interesting thing, the nutrient balance. We have the almost nutrient balance. We can say the model is self-sufficient. So the promotion of the IFS model, one of the important potential technology, or we can say the futuristic approach for the sustainability of hill agriculture in northeastern region. This particular model we have tested the farmers field as well, and we have calculated different other environmental indices, and we have found that the eco-efficiency index also significantly higher under the integration of the different components. What I have shown that the diversified cropping along with the degree of the dairy, poultry, and piggery. And the nutrient recycling, again, we have assessed in the farmers field in the participatory mode, and we have found that this production system 4, that is dairy, poultry, piggery, along with the diversified system, we can say the nutrient recycled and the robust system. This particular model that we have demonstrated under that Garo Hills of the Meghalaya, and we have that fish pond based particular model. This model is also working very well there. And this is the IFS livelihood security that developed by the ICR Manipur Center at the farmers field. And they have found that among the 5 different models established in the hill district of the Manipur, that Chandel, the BC ratio of the fishery is 6.4, and Chura Chandpur and Ukrul, Senapati. So we can say the integrated farming system model in the farmer participatory mode is a very viable technology to promote at the larger scale. the another option are the agroforestry system. This particular study we have conducted, we have evaluated the different aspects at the Tripura Center of the ICR, and Dr. Gulab Singh Yadav and co-worker has reported that the soil carbon stock decreased by 23.5% in the cropland over the 28 years over the other agroforestry system. So we can say that cultivation of crops, that may be the pineapple along with the Dalmaria Sisu and neem, is a profitable, as we can say, the soil supportive system, and we can say for rehabilitation of the degraded land, especially for the Tripura region. This particular system, elder plus large cardamom, we have acid in the Sikkim, and we have found that this particular system not only the economically robust, but also having the more carbon both in the active and passive pool, and we can say the less degradative system as compared to the natural forest. That you see, sir, there's a picture of the experiment on the ICR Sikkim Center, elder plus large cardamom, and again these are the system of the different other states, the Dalai in the Tripura, and again, sir, this system of the Tila land of the Tripura we have developed, and the Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. So the ICR Varapani developed the multi-story orchard system for the settled cultivation of the three states. And again for the Arunachal Pradesh, that ICR Sikkim, that ICR Arunachal Pradesh that developed the particular system, the inclusion of the tuber crops for the zoom improvement. So this is particularly important for that particular region. And here now vegetable production under low-cost plastic tunnel. This technology performing very well almost in all the states of the northwestern region. And these are the cropping system scenario we have tested and we have found very profitable at the research farm, as well as we have promoted under TSP into the farmers field. So these technology we have promoted as well as in the farmers field also. Sir, you can see here that double cropping in the rice fallow, this particular area, that Bangladesh border of the Meghalaya, the entire land check under the rice and the late the fallow. So we have promoted the vegetable pea as well as the mustard. Here, sir, the integrated organic farming system model we have developed as different farmer field under the different scheme, and we have found that this particular system, because the integrated organic farming system is much more profitable as compared to the integrated farming system. That retaining the youth in agriculture is again a challenge, sir. That when I was in Meghalaya, the 3 youth come to me for a loan. Then I have suggested to go for the integrated farming system, and integrated farming system they have adopted. We have supported with some schemes that initially now they are doing the things in integrated farming system for getting the profits. But we have developed the seed production based IFS model. This is also that innovative things. That seed is the basic challenge in the northeastern Himalayan region. So the farmers can go for the whole, that we can say, the household seed security. This particular concept initiated by Dr. Anup Das and his team, and we have found that particularly under the community nursery, cabbage and cauliflower seedling were raised and distributed among the farmers. This concept is working very well. Again, the market is again a challenge in the entire northeastern Himalayan region. Under the network project on the organic farming, that we have adopted 5 villages, 5-6 villages. The issue was the marketing. That we have promoted to the farmers, kindly open a shop. Then on the highway, they have opened the shop in the organic outlet name. So this particular shop, still they are selling their produce to the we can say the consumers. So linking in the product, seeing the showing to the marketing is very, very important for promotion of the technology, especially in the northeastern Himalayan region. So you see that this particular landscape, when I was in Sikkim, we have promoted the zero-till vegetable pea in rice fallow. So initially the farmer was reluctant to adopt this particular technology. But once they have got this kind of the crops, they were so happy, and now they have started growing the coal crops with zero tillage. They have some bigger kind of things, and they are getting the more profit by cultivating the coal crops in this particular landscape. Here you see these are the crops we have promoted, that demonstrated under the KVK. One most important example for the organic farming, sir, when I was in Sikkim, the task was given to me to analyze the organic nutrient availability in the state. Then I have done the entire exercise for that animal population and that possible production of the manures. So that total manures in the state available and produced, that is the 408 ton NPK and that nitrogen, and 733 phosphorus, and the potassium is 1113. So the gap analysis we have did that, the deficit of here you see, sir, almost 12,000 ton nitrogen deficiency. If you go in the organic with existing scenario of the state, so we have suggested these are the possible way that economically that we should go for the integrated organic nutrient management, strengthening the animal husbandry in the state, and composting of the local available biomass, construction of the vermi bed, and usage of the biofertilizer. Again, the square edge, once we promoting the animal husbandry strengthening, so the further requirement we need more land. For that we don't need more nutrients for the cultivation of the crop. Again, these are the quantity of the things is required when we go for the organic farming. So that my summation is that, sir, once we go for the organic farming, especially in the Eastern Himalayan region, in the particular state, we should analyze the things we have available with us and what kind of the infrastructure we require, particularly for the nutrient perspective. So that we can say that holistic and convergent strategy is required, major threats on the environmental sustainability, and pursuing rigorously on the cutting edge technology, the core competency in the agri-biodiversity, ecological conservation, and green technology, that the conservation agriculture, integrated farming system, organic farming, and agroforestry, the location specific things is highly desired. And these are the things strategy we can conclude that the enhancing the productivity of the food grain from 1.9 ton per hectare to 3.8 ton per hectare to feed the population of the northeastern Himalaya, and cropping intensity presently 139 or 140 to increase at least 240% with the crop diversification, and there is the gap to reduce the demand and supply of the meat, milk, fish, egg by growing the fodder crops, maize, pulses, and the efficient soil and water conservation measure, as the soil erosion is a burning issue in the northeastern Himalayan region, and rehabilitation of the degraded land through the integrated farming system as well as the agroforestry system, and development and popularization of the location specific tool. The machinery is highly desired in the region for the adoption of the technology. So thank you very much, sir. That these slides, the photograph we have taken once we have adopted the village in Sikkim, when we have adopted under the NICRA and also that under the NPO program, and the entire chunk the leaf fallow after harvest of the rice, and we have given the intervention to go for the zero-till vegetable pea or the coal crops. So thank you, sir. And I thank to the president of the association and the other members giving me the opportunity to present my view. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think it was a wonderful journey traveling from the northwestern to the northeastern Himalayas and seeing the entire landscape of Himalayas and the work being done in the two extreme sectors of our country. And now I think we will begin with the panel discussion. And for this, I would request Dr. Ramanjeet Singh, sir, who's the coordinator of this working group 1, to take over and request and give everybody opportunity to go through this panel discussion. So Dr. Ramanjeet, sir.
Okay, madam. Now the this working group is open for any query. So we can first we can take the question from the working group panel. So please ask the question to the presenters.
Sir, may I?
Yes, please.
Very good evening to all. This is Subhash from NCAP. This is old name. Now it is NIAP actually. This I just joined very late and seen this presentation which presented Dr. Subhash, Babu. It was a really wonderful presentation. My just suggestion when we talk about integrated farming system or any natural farming system conservation, agriculture and all. For this integrated farming system, actually, when we present the economics, so we should see economics of a system as a whole. In the sense, when we you see, because in one of the slides you were presenting that for fishery, the BC ratio was some 5.6, something for horticulture, this thing and all. So, because since it integrated farming system is a complete system, so when we calculate economics, it give right picture, right direction, because this BC ratio and all, this all for decision making only. So when we take a decision based on the one activity of a system, that will not give you proper direction for future course of action. So that's what my submission. Otherwise, the presentation was excellent. You have took us to Northeast complete agriculture system. You explained very well. Thank you very much.
My response, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, very nice and very pertinent suggestion. Actually, that keeping this slide, my idea was that if we go for only animal component, it may not be profitable unless we go in integrated farming system. Only this was the idea, not the idea of the presenting the BC ratio in that particular slide, sir. Of course, your suggestion is very valid, sir.
Any other question? I appreciate our colleague like Dr. ICAR-IISWC and Dr. N.K. Sharma. Sir, please, you have vast experience in working in Himalaya. Dr. ICAR-IISWC, he has worked both in Almora and Dehradun. So, sir, please share your experiences with us.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you listen me?
Yes, sir, properly, sir.
Okay, nice. First of all, I mean, it's a very good initiative and a good initiative, a good start. As we say, it's a good job done. What I want to say at this moment is that all the presentations, results, and what are the possibilities and what are the feasibilities. I think we have to have a critical analysis for that. The research result is one thing, but when we go for the technology which is to be adopted in the field, that's a different religion altogether. Another thing is that let us see the stakeholders for whom we are addressing. There may be a inherited farming community, there may be an entrepreneurs, there may be, as concern was raised by almost by everybody, that people have to, I mean, the farming community has to get back to the farming. That's very important, particularly in the present day, where the other aspects of economy, they may be taking faster than us and providing more assured income. So the profitability, the possibility of getting continued work, and the last point that I wanted to emphasize is that our set of discipline is related more to long-term aspect. What is going to happen? And so we have to keep a tab not only on a summary result, but on the progressive gain in the resources, in the output and things like that. Thank you. I will respond by mail. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Sir, may I request Dr. N.K. Sharma, sir?
Okay. Namaskar to everybody.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar. Very good presentation. Our young scientists, both Dr. Raman and Dr. Babu. Okay, I have actually, I will not comment on what the technology already has been developed. Nowadays, the problem is different. Problem is we can actually we have to find out what is the problem, the area which we are addressing. Nowadays, we can divide the problem into two categories. One is the prime problem and N is the allied problem. Okay, allied problem I mean to say as this is the wildlife problem. There is no road. Okay, marketing problem. All these are, it is really not related directly to the agronomy. But when we say agronomy, that we restrict to the crop production only. Okay, but because this is the today's presentations are, it is not to just tell what we have done. No, it is known to everybody what we have done. Now the thing is that we have to find out where we can set the technology which has already been developed. Okay, for that first we have to find out the problems. Okay, because we are talking about the Himalayan hilly regions. The hilly regions, it is facing nowadays a lot of problems. Okay, I think 20 years back when we worked, there was not such problems, but the new problems has been developed. Okay, so you try to find out, you categorize the problems. The problem has been listed by Dr. Babu, you yourself also, and by Dr. Ramanjeet also. But we have to categorize them. And what is the source of solution those problems? Okay, some problems, this is definitely within our capacity, as the production problem is there. Okay, now when we say the allied problems, we have to involve the other experts also in our system. Okay, only then we can go further. And as far as integrated farming system is, I think in question, it is a very good option. And because if we say to the farmers only for the crop production, I think it will not work now. It is that crop production is, I think, not totally accepted by the farmers, particularly the small farmers and the hilly farmers. It may be the scenario may be different in the plain, where a lot of irrigation facilities are available, marketing is available. Okay, everything is available. But the farmers, they have the very small holding and very small and very poor resources. They cannot adopt the pure crop production. Okay, उनको मीट का भी जरूरत है, अंडे का भी जरूरत है, उनको और चीजों का भी जरूरत है. तो इट मीन्स द इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग सिस्टम, व्हेन वी वर वर्किंग इन द एनएमसी सिस्टम, आई थिंक यू आर आल्सो ए पार्ट ऑफ दैट, आई थिंक, है ना. So that is, we have developed integrated farming system in all the centers, Northeast, then Almora, then our fishery people were there, and it is all, I think, they worked very good. That system works very good. Small, because the farmers' land holdings in the points only, not even 1 hectare also. So that is, I think, this is my suggestions, that first we find out what are the prime problems which we can deal as agronomist, and what others problem which we can say is the allied problems, which we should take care by involving the experts from the other fields. And I congratulate both of you, and it's, I think, a very good initiative, and the presentation also. And it is the starting, and we can go further. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. I think now I can see that Dr. Devashish Mandal is there. Sir, if you have time, sir, you can give some kind of comments. Sir. Sir, are you there? I think he is not there, sir. I think he's also not there. So anybody can make any comments. Am I audible?
Dr. Ramanjeet, your video is also not seen. Yeah?
But your voice is audible, sir. No issue.
Okay, thank you very
much. But we want to see
Yes,
your
sir.
face also. No? Yeah, no, it is good.
Want to make any comment regarding our presentation in regarding Himalaya? So you can comment. Otherwise, we can close our this discussion.
Can I make some general observations?
Sir, you have to make comments.
Sir, please, sir.
So now I have to make or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. Let me say that I was very much impressed with the two presentations made by Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, Dr. ICAR-IISWC.
Namaskar, Dr. That is why I have come nearer to you now.
Very happy to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I had been to your institute, Almoda, in the month of April.
Oh, welcome.
So I was very much impressed with the two presentations made by Dr. Raman Singh and also by Dr. Subhash Babu. And a lot of information has been generated by them and by their colleagues in the Western Himalayan region and Northeastern Himalayan region. And based on the research that they have done, I think very good technologies have emerged out. And it appears to me as if we have the solution for all or for most of the problems that we encounter in different situations. And I am also aware that both of them are doing excellent research publications and winning very good awards. Dr. Subhash Babu got INSA award some time back. I think this is probably the first time an agronomist has got this recognition. So congratulations to Dr. Subhash Babu. And now he is in IRI and we expect more of such recognitions from him. A lot of points are there which have emerged from your presentations. But as Dr. N.K. Sharma was also pointing out and Dr. Srivastava also mentioned that now we have to also think of how these technologies can be really applied or adopted in the real field situations. I think as scientists, our job should not end with say conducting research and writing papers, and I think it is also our responsibility to see that the work that we have done also goes to the farmers' fields. And that's why in my initial remarks, I mentioned that agronomy should spend at least a part of their time with the farmers, not only to understand their problems, but also to apply what we have done previously. I have always been talking about one important issue which we as agronomists should consider while planning and executing our research program. I think we should always think of conserving the resources. Whatever resources we are using in production of crops, be it soil, water, nutrients, or other tillage and the herbicides and other agrochemicals. I think how to use these resources minimally to produce the maximum output. That means improving the resource use efficiency. And while maintaining the, the quality of the soil or health of the soil. I think this is very important. Soil issues are becoming very, very important nowadays. And I think you may have listened to the various presentations by very learned people, including by Dr. Ratan Lal, that soil is very, very important. And we must ensure that we leave soil in a better condition than what it was before we started cultivating a crop in that condition. And the cost of cultivation has to be decreased while maintaining the productivity. The cost of cultivation, as I said, now our emphasis is not only on productivity of the crop, but on profitability. I think the cultivation of crops should generate some profit to the farmers. He is no longer interested in just producing the crop, but how much profit he is getting without destroying or harming the resources. I was happy that both of you mentioned in your presentations zero tillage or no tillage and conservation agriculture. And I think this is one of the major area of research by the agronomists. I think everywhere, I think people are working on it and bringing out very high quality publications, maybe in the hills or in the plains or in the coastal areas everywhere. And it is really a very exciting area of research for most of us. And now, actually, globally, as you know, that this area of research gained recognition many years back. But for the last, say, 10, 15 years, we in India are also doing a lot of good work on conservation agriculture. We have mentioned about some problems in the adoption of these systems, but I think there are some areas, some niche areas are there where these technologies can be adopted and can be promoted. For example, I think Dr. N.K. Sharma may be knowing in Punjab now, I think considerable, a sizable area, at least in wheat, on zero tillage with the rice residues retained on the surface has been covered. So similarly, in other
paddy area also, Doctor, direct sowing is direct sowing of paddy is also popularizing with among the farmers now.
Direct seeding of rice followed by zero till sowing of wheat. I think this is a very good technology, and I was told that something like say 0.5 to say 0.8 million hectare area under wheat is under say zero tillage in Punjab, which is increasing every year. So this is a very good technology, but needs to be promoted. It should not remain only on paper, but wherever possible, I think we should. Actually, my first approach is that we at our own institute farms or university farms adopt these technologies to a larger scale. No, we do small experiments on small areas, but I think wherever large-scale cultivation of crops, say for seed production or general crop production is there, we don't follow these technologies. So wherever I think there is a possibility, we should adopt these technologies on larger areas first at our own farms. When I was at Jabalpur, we converted the entire farm of our institute under conservation agriculture. So that was a very, very good example. But that was only for 5 years. After I left, again, I think there is a downslide and people have not been able to maintain it because this is a very specialized technology and requires very ideal conditions for its adoption. I think good points have been made by Raman Jeet in his presentation and a lot of opportunities. I think mechanization, although we may say that it is not our domain and it is the job of the engineers, but I think agronomy should also think of mechanization to the extent possible. I think everybody knows that labor is now a very scarce and very costly resource. And even at the farmer's field, labor is becoming a very serious issue. So everybody is talking about mechanization. Even small farmers owning, say, 1 acre, 2 acres of land, they want mechanization. Nobody wants to do work with their hands now. Everybody wants easy solutions for doing the work. So think of, I think now machines are available. I have seen, I brought one machine from Jabalpur, one double seeder for sowing maize. Just by pressing, you can put the seed into the soil under untilled conditions. I tried at my village in the last season and it worked very well. And maize is a crop which can be grown very easily with the zero tillage conditions because now we have very good herbicides for post-emergence and also for pre-emergence. And similarly for other crops, I think Dr. Subhash was showing some manual implements being used for making a furrow and putting the seed into the furrow. I think now machines are available. I think if you may not be in the research institute, but many private manufacturers are there. I think on WhatsApp, on YouTube, you can see some such machines being used.
Yes, sir, yes.
So they can be used but mechanization, I think now previously you were telling that mechanization is not needed for the small farmers, but now mechanization is very much needed for the small farmers as well. And I think you made a point about residue management, that residues are not available for recycling into agriculture. And that is true in many situations, but it is also true that the residues are available in some situations which can be recycled, which are burnt by the farmers and which can be recycled. For example, in maize in our area, say only upper half of the portion is used for feeding the animals, and lower half of the maize stalk is virtually burnt in the field. So I think some such residues, say mustard residue, is not used for feeding the animals, or even some other say soybean residue in I have seen in Madhya Pradesh, that it is not fed to the animals. So some such residues which are available, they must be recycled back to the soil, and burning is a very unhealthy practice. It must not be followed in any case. And we will put these points in a more systematic manner when we bring this document. There were some points in Dr. I think I was very happy that you mentioned about Dr. G.S. Yadav, your brother, that he was doing very high quality work, and he was a very promising scientist, but unfortunately he left us at a very young age. I was really very sad for him that a wonderful scientist doing such a good high quality work left so early, but we owe a lot. I think his publications are there, so he'll remain in our memory for a very long time. And I was going through his publications very highly. I was also there in one committee where he was being considered for a very high recognition. But somehow, because he was not there, so his name was not considered for that. But he did very good work on conservation agriculture and on related aspects. And you know, in some areas, I think you mentioned, and Dr. Ramanjit mentioned about agrivoltaic type of systems for farming, which are coming up. And in our area also, I have seen that farmers are now growing energy as well as the crops together in some specific areas. So these are the areas for future research. Some beginning has been made. I think recently NAS also organized a meeting on this aspect at New Delhi. I have seen at Kajri, they are doing very good work on this solar farming systems. So this is also there. But you know, in our area, I have seen now this rooftop farming. People are now urban farming. People are now growing vegetables, not only vegetables, but even the fruit trees also on their rooftop. Even lemons and other fruits are being grown. So we are not doing much work on that. I think I have also on my rooftop placed some pots for growing these lemons and pomegranate and things like that. So some such areas are also unexplored. I think we should start working on that. And lastly, I think because of the resource constraints and because of the climate change and because of I think many other issues, now Dr. Ratan Lal is talking about nature positive agriculture or carbon sink agriculture or carbon sequestration agriculture, that instead of focusing on grain production, I think we must think of carbon farming. And I think that is the term which he has given, carbon farming, that we should not only grow the crops, but we should also produce carbon in our fields, which we need to store in the field. You know, carbon farming is producing and generating some revenue from say carbon sequestration in our fields, nowadays, I think some progress is being made in giving some incentives to those people who are doing, say, carbon farming. And those areas are also now coming up, and we should also think of some such areas where we can make our contribution. I know the problems are many, and solutions are also there, but they need to be applied. We need to show our presence in the field. For the last 10 years, after I left IRI, when I was at Jabalpur and also at Jhansi, I was always giving emphasis on application of what we have done at the research station on the real farmers' fields. So I think you people also should think in those lines that whatever we do at the research institute, how we can translate it for its application on the farmers' fields. And I can tell you that if something works on the farmers' fields based on your interventions, it also gives equally good satisfaction or even more satisfaction than say writing papers and getting an award or recognition. So this is also, I think, our job, and we must think of application of the technologies which we have generated. I think we should be the first applicators of the technologies that we claim to have generated. We should apply them as first applications. Then only we can ask the farmers to apply them. So this is my thinking on this, that we cannot ask the farmers to apply the technologies that we have generated before we have applied them and demonstrated them on large areas in the real farming situations. And these are some of the points that I want to make at this stage. Dr. Raman, you were mentioning a number of presentations to be made under this working group. So the next meeting I was seeing from Dr. Rajive Singh's presentation that it will be sometime in February. So all these presentations will be made in February only, or
no, sir, no, sir. It is something different, sir. Actually, sir, we are in a working group 1 that belongs to conservation agronomy. So
okay.
Our presentation will be some next presentation from the arid region and semi-arid regions.
So when it will be?
It will be the, sir, I think 26th September.
Achha, next month. So you say that on every last Thursday of the month,
yes, sir.
Yes, we will have a presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And based on all these presentations and then discussion that we are having, you propose to bring out a sort of document or a
definitely, sir, definitely,
or a policy brief.
Yes.
So that means each presenter should concise his presentation in a few pages and bring out some very solid points at the end for say application or implementation.
Yes, yes, definitely, sir.
So those sort of guidelines also you have to develop so that we are able to really bring out some very solid and practical points in the field of agronomy.
A framework may be needed for this, no?
Yes.
A common framework,
not very comprehensive. I think a few pages only.
Yes.
Maybe 4 or 5 pages or even
very
less than that from each presenter. No? So that is, I think you think of that and then let us share it. So this was the first meeting. I also could not do much preparation for that.
No problem.
Also busy with other works, but I can assure you that in future meetings, I'll be able to do my own homework and then will be present with more of my suggestions and ideas. Thank you very much.
Definitely, sir. Yes, sir. I think, sir, all the points are valid, and I give the assurance that we will come out with some kind of recommendation and some kind of policy paper, or we can say that edited book or book, you can say a very good publication, sir.
Okay.
So we have very good plan. We will cover all the agro-climatic regions and agro-ecosystems of India, which have some kind of difficulty to grow the crops. So with these words, sir, I would like to thank sir for your time. I think now we can close this panel discussion, and now it is the time to over to the madam.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think the technical session 1 we are wrapping up with after some very good discussion and points made by Dr. A.R. Sharma, sir, and of course from both the speakers of this technical session. And now I request Dr. M. Madhu, Director, sir, for his concluding remarks. Please, sir.
Yeah, Dhanyavad, thank you. And congratulating, Namaskar, Dr. Sahab, A.K. Singh sir, Srivastava साहब, सबको नमस्कार. शर्मा जी हैं हमारा पुराना दोस्त, इनके शर्मा जी हैं. हमारा सामने एक और किसान शर्मा जी बैठे हैं, देहरादून के हैं. आपका भाषण भी शर्मा जी सुन रहा था. And he started doing the natural farming and cultivating apple and other vegetables and other things. Okay, congratulating you all. But only thing is, I have one or two points. What Srivastava Sahab also he was mentioning that actually we need to sequence it and make a framework presentation. It is not the presentation of IASWC. It is not the presentation of NEH research complex for the ICAR. But agronomically, what are the things it is need to be addressed, starting from your seed to produce, or sometime actually wherever even application of mechanization that need to be given. And Sharma Sahab also he was empathetically mentioning about the resource use efficiency, either nutrient or water use efficiency, or solar energy use efficiency, and so many other things need to be addressed. What is the current status at the regional level, and what may be the possible intervention, R&D technological interventions it is possible so that efficiency gap can be met out, both in terms of other ecosystem efficiency, energy efficiency, and economic efficiency, and so many other things. Once if it is sequenced it, suppose we want to know, nobody has presented what is the water use efficiency both at both the region level. Both the region actually agriculture empathetically they are diversified. You cannot compare northwest and also the northeast. They are the entirely different situations are entirely different. But we need to again we have to address the efficiency part and whatever the for that purpose actually we need to underline the framework that thing to be addressed. It need not necessarily it should be coming out from the only one institute. You may take out from the any publication a sort of a review. What may be the nitrogen use efficiency, phosphorus use efficiency, K use efficiency, water use efficiency, integrated farming systems and other things. What may be the new intervention may be the possible, just like natural farming and agri-volt. And one more important thing is that the Sharma Sahab also was mentioning about the rooftop of the farming. Here, I think the possibility is there. Somebody can think out that rooftop rainwater harvesting with rooftop farming. Why can't we link it? The cycling, whatever the water which we are harvesting from the roof, again pumping back to the roof so that how the efficiency can be improved. That kind of some experiment or the demo, somebody they wanted to do it. Immediately you can submit a proposal. There is not a problem. We will do it. And of course, agri-voltage, it is coming up. Of course, the farmers also, the community level also they are doing. But looking to the fragmentation, looking to the farmers running out of agriculture, definitely actually it is required some policy interventions, and also what are the intervention it is required at the community level. That means to say that individual owning the land and also the cultivating the land, I think that slowly it is going out. That definitely we need to consolidate our land resources, and I think farmer themselves, they have to make a sort of a group or community farming or group farming, or what we call nowadays is a FPO, Farmer Produce Organization. That kind of setting. I'm not telling exactly like that kind of system. It should hold good so that the one more part is that the cost should be reduced. The individual oriented cultivation, definitely you cannot make the system is viable. The cost should be, we have to reduce, only it is possible only through the pooling the resources and the group oriented farming, that may be the possible. Okay, I think these are the some of the points I wanted to make. I thank both the presenter, Dr. Ramanji and Subhash Babuji, for their excellent presentation. And the next presentation, probably I may request that your presentation kindly make it sequence. We are talking about, yes, I am talking about the tillage, importance of tillage. What is the present situation? What may be the future? I am talking about the nutrient. What is the present status and what may be the future status? I am talking about the water related issue. What may be the present and what may be the future? And like the suppose weeds, we are talking about the weed management and other thing. The what may be the current and futuristic, so that actually we may try to incorporate all the agronomical interventions in a sequential wherever it is required. Your own the institute input, it may serve the purpose, or you may draw some of the input from the other for the benefit of this region. I thank Dr. R.K. Singh ji and also Dr. IASWC ji, and let us give a big applause to Dr. A.R. Sharma Sahab. He has, even with his personal problem, he has joined. And let us pray for our mother speedy recovery. I pray Lord Jagannath so that she will recover and move as early as possible to the house, from hospital to house. Yeah, we continue to have this kind of deliberation. And if any new idea comes to any honorable members, and you can submit to the association email, and so that actually we are in a position to incorporate. With this, once again, I thank each and everyone who has contributed for the successful deliberation of this, the first working group presentation. Dhanyawad, sabko namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think sir has made my work easy because sir has already presented a vote of thanks on behalf of everyone. But again, since I've been given the formal duty, I would like to take this opportunity to thank first Dr. A.R. Sharma sir, who has taken out time, and despite of all the difficulties and problems, he made it a point to attend the session and give us his valuable insights and inputs, and the words that he'll be with us throughout this journey and his support will be there. That is appreciated, sir, and we honor that, and we are greatly privileged that you will be there supporting this working group and bringing out suggestions. I take this opportunity to thank our director, sir, Dr. M. Madhu, and also the president of the association, and he has given some very good suggestions. I think the working group and the coordinators will take care of this so that we can modify and improve the future course of action. I take this opportunity also to thank Dr. Rajive Singh sir, Dr. Ramanjeet sir, who were the key members for formulating this working group. And I take this opportunity also to thank the speakers of today's session, Dr. Ramanjeet Singh sir and Dr. Subhash Babu sir, who have given very insightful and excellent presentations. And also we have been joined by some very senior members, Dr. A.K. sir, Dr. N.K. Sharma sir, who are always with the association and always trying to encourage the different activities. So we thank you, sir. And for Srivastav sir, since he has come physically, a special thanks to you, sir. And also we have the heads of different research centers. We have Dr. Debashish Mandal sir and our executive council members, Dr. Lala I.P. Ray, and all the other members from the research centers, from the institute, from other organizations who are part of the Indian Association of Soil and Water Conservationists, who have joined here today for this first working group meeting. I thank you one and all, and hopefully we'll meet again on the last Thursday of every month as guided by our working group. And with this, we conclude the first working group, and thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. A special thanks to you also for sparing
Thank
your
you, sir.
valuable time after the office hours. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
And one thing I forget to mention that each and every that working group agro-ecosystem, they can make their own team. You can make your own team and you can execute your plan.
We can keep interacting in between also, no?
Yes, sir, definitely. Yes. If any idea is there, you can give me that WhatsApp or any kind of mail. We will consider it in next meeting. Any kind of improvement, scope of improvement is there, you can write to me. I think we can conclude now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you to all. Rajive Singh, sir, you want to say anything, sir? Are you there, sir?
Yeah. No, it's okay. Very good and comprehensive presentation. Namaskar, Dr. Saab, Dr. Srivastava Saab. It is good that you are physically there. And
nice to meet you.
Yeah, actually, I was expecting more interaction. And as Dr. Madhu has pointed out, that we need to work out some template so that we can exactly get what we want from these working group meetings. Actually, we need more focused discussion on the discipline specific gaps. For example, for this working group agronomy, what are the challenges agronomists are facing other than the farmers are facing? Of course, the challenges for the scientists comes from the challenges of the farmers, but we have to focus on the research priorities as agronomists, what we are doing and what are the things we are missing out and how we can tackle those things. So we will work out.
It can be inclusive of all the stakeholders.
Yes. It
Major
can be
stakeholders.
Yes. So I think I will work with Dr. Raman, Jeet and all the working group coordinators on those aspects. So we will prepare a template for presentations so that we exactly get what we want out of the specified time we are giving for presentations. So that is all. Thank you very much. It was very good suggestions came from Dr. N.K. Sharma, Dr. A.R. Sharma, and finally Dr. Madhu. So it was a good meeting. It's a good start. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations, Dr. Ramanjit. It's a very good initiative. Namaskar, Dr. Saab. Namaskar.
Yes, sir.
चलिए start.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Keep on discussing. Keep on discussing. Something will come out.
Very nice.
That is the purpose of these meetings.
No, it's very good, I think. Very good initiative. Very good. बस वो एक template बनाने का जरूरत है, डॉक्टर साहब, so that the specific point we should touch instead of giving इधर उधर की बातों की बजाय ना एक specific चीज दी जाए. क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या हमारे पास अवेलेबल है, और क्या हम आगे कर सकते हैं, और क्या प्रॉब्लम आगे हम फेस करेंगे जिसे हमें टैकल करना है. तो ये
there are as you pointed out that there are issues within the discipline, then there are some issues to be dealt with interdisciplinary approach.
वो डॉक्टर साहब allied problem
outside the discipline, and the other engineers and other groups will tackle. And then some of these things are purely policy issues.
That's right, sir. तो वो सर हमारे पास प्राइम प्रॉब्लम एंड अलाइड प्रॉब्लम, तो उनके सॉल्यूशन कैसे हम ढूंढ सकते हैं. कुछ हमारे कंट्रोल में है, कुछ जो है हमें बाहर से ढूंढने पड़ेंगे वो सारे. तो दैट इज द थिंग. चलिए ठीक है डॉक्टर साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
नमस्कार सबको. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद.
Namaste, sir. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaskar, sir.